Hey, this is Lauren from Let's Teach History, and I'm here to talk to you about how you can set yourself up to have a great year by doing things this summer. Now, I know most of you are like, I don't want to do anything that has to do with school this summer. I'm burnt out, I need a break. And that's totally true. But if you just do a few things this summer, it could really help set you up for success and a better year next year than you had this past year. So, what are these fabulous tools for success? That's what I'm going to tell you. So, number one, the first thing is reflect. So, before you step away and take a break for the summer, you need to reflect on the year that you just had. Socrates says that, or he said, he's not still alive, he said that the unexamined life is not worth living. And Michael Hyatt is a big proponent of self reflection. That's how you grow. He's got a couple of great books, Free to Focus, Best Year Ever. But anyway, the point is, he encourages self-reflection a lot, and he says the only way we will truly grow is through self-reflection. And a lot of people don't like to self-reflect because that's when we have to confront our weaknesses, but that is how you grow. So you need to really look at this last school year, and you need to figure out what worked in your classroom, what didn't work, what lessons do you need to revamp, what activities do you need to do more in your class because your kids like them. Are there any classroom management issues that you had that you need to work on? Is there anybody you need to talk to about issues in your school? All of these things you need to sit down and think about before you walk away for the summer. Now, really, it only takes about 30 minutes, and I've got a sheet that you can download from the website, letsteachhistory.com, and on there, it gives all these questions that you can go through, and really, it takes you you can go through it in 30 minutes. It might not even take that long, but it just asks those questions and really makes you stop and think about these certain things so that you can then use those to help set yourself up and be more conscious of them going into the next year, of things that you need to change and things you need to do. Now, the second thing is take a break. This is usually people's most favorite thing to do. So you definitely need to take a break, and you need to walk away for, it could be a few days, it could be a few weeks, it could be a couple months. It really depends on where you are in your teaching career. So if you're just starting out and you haven't taught yet and you're going in, then you're going to have to do a lot of prep this summer, or it would be helpful to do prep in the summer. But if you've been teaching for a long time, you could probably walk away from things for most of the summer and come back and just do a few things before pre-planning, and you'll be good. It really just depends on you and where you are in your teaching journey. Also, if you have to do summer school, you can't just take a complete break from school, but you can set aside days where you're not going to work on teaching stuff at all. So if you're doing summer school, don't work on the weekends. If work a couple nights a week, but then take the weekends off. It really just depends on what your lifestyle is. But the point is, you need to have some days where you're not doing anything that involves teaching or school. You need to be able to pour into things that matter more than teaching, like your family. You need to be able to pour into getting your health in order, having a break. You've got to come back in to the school year more refreshed than you were when you left, or you're not going to be any good if you go in burnout. So make sure that you establish boundaries, and this may include not checking your work email. If you need to have a personal email that you use during the summer and a work email during the year, do that, or turn off the email notifications on your phone for your work email, and then decide you're only going to check it when you want to check it, which is maybe once a week. I mean, it really depends on what you're doing and what your administration needs you to do during the summer. But if you can step away and take a complete break for a few weeks, it will be so refreshing. Now, number 3 will help you kind of step away and not be thinking about teaching stuff all the time, and that is to create a brain dump file. So a brain dump is where you take everything in here that is bothering you or that you're thinking about and you're trying not to forget, and you put it all in one place, and you just kind of spit it out there, and then later you can go back and organize it. So if you have found a website or an awesome, like letsteachhistory.com, or an awesome YouTube video or something like that, or if there's something you need to remember for your classroom next year, and you're trying to remember that in your head while you're trying to do other things. Well, your active memory, your working memory, can only hold about 4 things at a time. So if you've got this one thing you're trying to remember because you don't want to forget it, and then you're doing those other things, it's just gonna keep you from doing as much as you can do during the summer and do other things. So a brain dump file, I usually I have like a Google Doc, and I have it linked directly to my phone screen. And I don't have it on the home screen. I have it where you can swipe over and get it right there on the alternate home screen. But anyway, I can get to it quickly. And so if I have an idea and I'm out at the store, or I am, scrolling through and I find an article or whatever, I can open that. You can create a link directly to that file and put it on your phone, and you can click on it and then type in or copy and paste the link, whatever you need to do, and then closed out and it's done. And you know now that you can go back and look at it later. And that includes if something comes up in the summer, you're like, oh man, I meant to rearrange this during the year. Then you've got a list of things, and you don't have to keep it in your working memory. You don't have to keep it in your short-term memory. You've got it written down, and you can just know that you've got that list of things that you can come back to later. So a brain dump file, it's great for personal things, but it's also really good for school stuff. And it helps too if I encourage you to keep one during the year, because if you find something that you need to change, like some classroom management strategy or something like that, you can always have that going during the year so that you can look back at the end of the year and say, oh, this worked, I forgot about that, or this was horrible, I'm not doing that again. So a brain dump file is super helpful. So like I said, you can use a Google Doc, you can also use Evernote if you do that, you can use a Google Keep Note, you can even just have an email, like a draft of an email, and just pull the same one up each time and type it in. Anything like that. Some people use a paper copy. Sometimes I'll be working and I'll write stuff down on paper, and then later I'll transfer it into my doc so I can have it anywhere I go. But I'll do that also like at night if I'm laying in bed and I'm trying not to, and I don't want to forget something in my mind, I can't turn my mind off. I'll open that file and type it up and put it in there, and then I can just go to bed and know that I won't forget that it's there. So brain dump is helpful not only for planning next year, but it's just super helpful in general in all areas of life. Okay, number four. Number four is prepare for the beginning of school. And what you need to do is you need to think about pre-planning, okay? Do you have to move your classroom? If you have to move your classroom, I strongly advise you to do it before pre-planning. In fact, if you can move your classroom at the end of the school year, the previous school year, I've done it both ways. It is way easier to do it at the end of the school year. Have it done. You know, you can even talk to your administration about when they're going to be there in the summer, because a lot of times you have the technology staff and the custodians are coming in and doing maintenance, and you can come in and get into your classroom and work and get stuff set up during certain hours of the day or during certain weeks. Now, they usually clean the floors and do things like that during the summer, but if you can get in and get your classroom set up, then when you come to pre-planning, you can actually focus on instructional stuff, not getting your physical space ready. So think about what you need to do before pre-planning. If you are a new teacher or you just still have a lot of prep to do, then don't wait till pre-planning to do it, especially if you only have a day or two of pre-planning. Now, if you have a week of pre-planning, then that's time to get things done. But if you only have a day or two before kids come, then you might need to take a day or two of your break to get you prepared. And I know you don't want to give that up, but your goal, you need to start the school year off strong. So you need to go in feeling confident, having everything ready so that you can have a smooth school year. Another thing, make sure you consult your reflection when you're looking at what you need to do for pre-planning. And I will say this, if you're kind of dreading the start of school, think, is there something you can do to your space or something you can buy for yourself or make for yourself or bring in that would just make you happier at work? So if it's keeping a box of your favorite snacks in one of your desk drawers, do that. Or if it's bringing in more pictures of your family, or buying a new speaker for your phone so that you can play music during pre-planning, or anything like that, just something that will make your classroom more comfortable to you. Think about something you can do and bring that into pre-planning and set it up so at least you have a nice little treat. And you can do that every year. Like, that could be something that you do every year. You just have it ready so that you can come in and start fresh and feel like it's your own. So those are my tips for kind of getting ready for the summer and then getting ready again for the next school year. I think if you are a new teacher coming in, you have a lot more you need to do, and I'm hoping I can do another video about that later. But in the meantime, enjoy your summer break. Take a break, come back feeling refreshed, do something for yourself. And now the one website you do need to check for sure, letsteachhistory.com. Obviously, I will be updating stuff in the summer, and I'm hoping actually to put some new products up there, and I'm moving some of my stuff from my Teachers Pay Teachers store to my website store, so I'm hoping to get that in the works. Don't forget, I've got that free end of the year reflection that you can download at letsteachhistory.com.